This is Terry. Thanks for joining me. So we are going to start out with a seated position. And I just want to remind everyone that when we sit, we want to be able to lengthen our spine. We don't want to close the front of the body and overstretch our hips. And so sit on a pillow. Arrange your legs in a way that's really easy for you. So we're just going to be thinking about our breath. Go ahead and find the way you're going to sit. I'm going to start an easy pose. And so I'm going to have my right leg crossed in front of my left. But if this hurts your knees, I don't want you to do it. I want you to extend your legs, whatever feels good for your body, because we're here to respect ourselves, to respect our bodies. So find your base. Allow your eyes to softly close. Let's take a nice easy breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, allow that breath to come out through your lips. Just an easy exhale, relaxing. And then another nice full inhale. Think about getting nice and long. And as you exhale, let that breath come out through your lips and just relax your jaw and your tongue. And then if your nose is clear this morning, I want you to keep the breath in your nose. And as your breath moves out, just let yourself relax into the earth. Feel the weight of your body connecting with the earth. Think about your elbows hanging under your shoulder sockets. And if it's okay with your arms, turn your palms toward the ceiling. And so this is just an easy opening of the chest. Noticing your breath. Relaxing your tongue inside your mouth. Feel the belly move easily in and out as you breathe. I want you to notice if you're tightening anything in your body to draw your breath in. And that's just a bad habit. It's not serving you. If you notice any tightening, try to eliminate that. Just let it go. But if you can't, it's fine. Imagine that you're sitting with your back skimming a wall. And the back of your head's going to skim that wall. Allow your jawbone to be even with the earth. And then because our neck curves forward a little bit naturally, we're going to drop our chin down a bit. Okay? Lengthening up as we inhale. Reaching up to the top point in your head. Now let's start to deepen the breath, and we're going to start with the exhale. And so on your next exhale, I want you to actively draw the belly toward the low back. And we're just squeezing the old used up breath, used up energy out of our lungs. And then as you inhale, I'm going to have you release the belly. Filling your lungs up. Exhale, draw the belly in. Squeeze that used up breath out. We don't need it anymore. It's taking up space. Inhale, release. Expand, grow taller. Let this be easy. It doesn't have to be a lot of work. We're here for our bodies. We're here to support ourselves. Now allow your attention to move to the tip of your nose. And we're going to draw the sign of infinity, or a number 8 laying on its side with our nose, okay? And so go ahead and just start drawing your number 8 laying on its side. Maybe it's small, maybe it grows larger. But we're really going to pay attention to what our body's saying. And so I want to notice if one side of my neck or shoulders feels a little stickier this morning. And most of us have dominant arms that we write with and we do everything with, and that other arm's just along for the ride. So there could definitely be differences. Now the next time your nose moves through center, we're going to switch directions. Okay, so go ahead and just start going the other way. And so what is happening now? Are you noticing anything? Just take note. I always just say a little right or left in my brain, just so I can kind of keep track. Okay, so we're going to let the nose come back to center. And then just to change the perspective and to understand that being perfect is not what we're here for, we're going to imagine that nose comes out the back of our head, and we're going to draw a classic number 8 with that nose in the back of our head. Whether you can do it or not, it does not matter. But I do want you to try, okay? Okay, so now the next time the point comes to center, we're going to go the other way. It's a little harder for me because I always choose the easier way first. My body just knows. And so be okay with your struggles. And allow that point to come back to center. And we're going to gently open up our eyes. And then if your legs are wrapped up, let's just go ahead and unwrap our legs. Shake your knees out, move your toes around, and then we're going to oil up our hip sockets. So our hips are really flexible joints, or at least they were when we were born, before life got in the way. So lean back, bring your feet out wider than your hips, and we're going to try to keep our hips on the earth. And as you exhale, just let your legs drop to one side. Okay, no hurry. As you inhale, we're going to let our legs come back up to center, and then as you exhale, allow your legs to drop to the other side. So in order to make changes in your body, you've got to see what your stuff is. So here's your inward rotation. This is turning in, and this one's turning out, okay? I grew up a little turned in there, and you can see that my turnout isn't as strong as my turn in, so I need to work on my turnout. I mean, you know, it doesn't make me a bad person that my turnout is worse than my turn in. But notice, okay? And maybe it's just one leg, maybe it's your dominant leg, because just like our arms, we have those legs that do everything. Okay, so once that is done, we will lay down on our mats. I'm going to have my knees bent and my palms on the floor. Let's stare up at the ceiling. And so we're just going to draw our bellies in, and we're going to let our tailbone tip up off the earth, and we're going to let our low back elongate on the earth. And then as you inhale, I want you to release your belly and just let your low back come to neutral. We'll probably just roll up off the floor a little bit. So exhale, squeeze your belly in, tailbone tips up. I don't want to press my spine into the earth. I want to respect the bones in my body. And so inhale, release your belly, comes back to neutral. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, release. One more time. Exhale, squeeze it in. Feel that squeezing in. Get all that used up energy out. And then go ahead and inhale and release. So we're going to move into dynamic bridges. Yoga is really about moving with our breath. And so we're going to be moving with our breath. Just start with your knees bent, hip socket, knee, ankle alignment, feet forward, hands next to the sides of your body. You want to pay attention to the weight in your feet. Press the feet into the earth as you inhale and lift your hips up off the earth. And let's just squeeze our rear end, okay? And then relax it and exhale, let the hips come down. Inhale, come up. Right at the top, I'm going to have you squeeze it. Try to let it go, and then let your hips come down. Notice if your rear end is responding to your wishes. So we've got to talk to our muscles. Inhale, you come up, a little squeeze there. Exhale, release it and let it come down. One more time. Inhale, come up. Squeeze that rear end. Release it. And then go ahead and exhale and let those hips come back down. Now draw your thighs in towards your chest, and we'll just gently move our knees in a little circle. Try to keep your jaw relaxed, try to keep your tongue relaxed, neck relaxed, and then go around the other way. And when those legs come through center, let's just exhale and let our feet come down to the floor. Now take your right foot and place it on your left thigh. And I want to make sure that I press out to the inside edge of my foot. The ankle needs to be stick straight to protect my door hinge knee. Sorry. On your next exhale, draw that left leg in. Now you might not be able to hold on to it, so if you can't, it's fine. If you can hold on to it, let's go ahead and wrap our fingers around the back of this left leg. We're going to take our left thigh in a little circle, okay? And so notice the way this feels. And then go ahead and go around the other way. Let your leg come to center, And we're going to inhale and stretch our left foot up toward the ceiling. So we're going to be coming to standing, and I want to get your ankles ready. So let's go ahead and just rotate through the ankle. I want you to draw a big circle with your toes, and I want you to go to your farthest edges. And so when our body has been places, it's less likely that you're going to get injured if you have a surprise, like you step in a hole. Okay? So go ahead and go around the other way. Make sure that your ankles, have been in all these angles. And then when your foot comes to center, we're going to inhale and we're going to point our toes toward the ceiling, and you're going to exhale and you're going to bring your toes down towards your face. So inhale up, exhale down. Wake up your low leg a bit. One more time, inhale up, and then exhale, let it come to neutral. Go ahead and bend your knee and bring your foot down to the floor. And we're going to switch sides. So right foot on the floor, left foot comes up, and remember, you're going to press out to the inside edge of that foot because we want a stick straight ankle. This knee is just not made for a lot of flexibility. Okay? Exhale, draw that right leg in. Maybe you can hold on, maybe you can't, it's all good. But think about taking your right thigh a little circle. Okay? So we're just kind of warming up our hip sockets. How's this feel? And does it feel different from the other side? So if you're right-handed and right-legged, it could affect your body, and you want to pay attention. So go ahead and go around the other way. Or left-handed or left-legged. Now when your knee comes back through center, we're going to inhale and stretch that right foot up toward the ceiling and draw that circle with your toes. Explore all your far-off edges that maybe your foot hasn't been in a while. And if you have trouble rotating your foot, don't be discouraged. Say, you know what, I'm going to do this every day. Check those edges out. Okay. Now inhale, point your toes toward the ceiling, and exhale down towards your face. Inhale up, exhale down. One more, inhale up, exhale to neutral, bend your knee, bring your foot to the floor, roll over onto your side, and however you guys want to, come up to standing. And so we're going to come up to standing, and we're going to stand with hip socket, knee, ankle alignment, and our feet are going to face forward. I want you to let your hands hang down here for a moment and close your eyes, noticing your breath. As your breath moves out, allow yourself to soften. Relax your jaw. Release your tongue. Let your toes relax. Feel your feet connecting with the earth. Feel your hands hanging at the end of your arms. Notice where the weight is in your feet. Do you have a heavy foot? If you have a heavy foot, shift a little weight over onto that left or that lighter foot, have a heavier right foot. Breathing. We're going to try to keep our arms nice and straight, and we're going to inhale and draw our shoulders back and up, and exhale forward and down. Okay, inhale back and up, we're opening that upper chest up. Exhale, we're going to squeeze it closed as those arms come forward. Now I want you to feel those muscles in your upper chest. How are they feeling this morning? Okay, one more time. And then we're going to switch directions. So you're going to exhale forward and up. And we're going to inhale back and down. And now I'm thinking about those flat bones behind my shoulders, those shoulder blades are called scapula bones. And so we need those bones to be nice and movable. I want them sliding in and out. Exhale, forward and up. Inhale, back and down. Okay, so now the next time the shoulders come down, we're just going to go ahead and stop. And you can let your eyes open back up. And so standing with hip socket, knee, ankle alignment, exhale and bring your hands together in front of your chest. Softly pressing the hands together. Feeling that pressure between the center fingers. Now I want you to imagine that you have a little egg between your shoulder blades, and we're going to start to hold on to that egg between the shoulder blades. So I don't want my shoulders to slump forward with my hands in front of my chest. Now holding on to the egg between the shoulder blades, start to press your hands together. This technique will start to expand your rib cage, so you can breathe deeper, okay? And that's what we all need, nice, deep, full breath. It's energy, it's life. We're not gonna make it without it, okay? So pressing your hands together, feeling those ribs expanding. One more inhale, and on your next exhale, we're gonna drop our hands down, we're gonna drop our chins down. Inhale, turn your palms toward the ceiling, reach up, look up. Exhale, draw your hands down through center, okay? And so we're gonna be moving with our breath. But I also wanna notice something else. I wanna notice that when my arms come up, if it really pulls on my ribs, or if I can keep my torso pretty neutral, okay? Because we wanna notice if the shoulders are tight, if they're pulling on the spine or the back, okay? So inhale, out and up, exhale down. One more time, inhale, out and up. Fill up those lungs, exhale, squeeze it out, and then we're gonna come up through center, okay? So inhale up through center, and exhale around the outside. So now let's start to kind of notice what our hands are saying to us. So inhale, as we come up, I wanna notice my wrists. Can I bring my palms together? And then let's just do some easy twisting, okay? And so inhale, arms come up, easy feet, easy legs. Exhale, go ahead and twist one way, look back. Inhale, I want you to come back to center. And exhale, twist the other way. Continuing to move with your breath. Nice and easy, relax your toes. Notice if your toes are now sneaking into grabbing the mat, okay? And so that's such a common, it's a really common habit, but it's one that doesn't serve you, okay? And so twisting one more time, hands come back to center, breathing. Now, if you're on a mat, I'm gonna have you go ahead and move forward because we're gonna be stepping back for warrior one, and we're gonna be breathing. And so bringing your feet to the front of your mat or wherever you're standing. Inhale, step your right foot back. And so classic yoga alignment would be like you're on a balance beam, but that doesn't have to be. It can be wider, it can be hip socket. If you're tight, adjust your base. Exhale, bend your left knee. We don't want the knee to go past the ankle. And I'm gonna squeeze my rear end, because that's gonna help open up the front of my hip, okay? Eagle arms. Inhale, bring your arms up, and we're gonna cross the right arm under and the left over. Your hands could come onto your shoulders, the backs of your hands could come together, and your palms could wrap around. So I have these really long arms, so it's easy for me to do this. But listen to your body. Now inhale, extend out through your elbows, okay? Breathe between your shoulder blades. Draw your belly in and your tailbone down. Notice the way the front of your right hip is filling. Nice full breath. One more inhale, and on your next exhale, draw the elbows down. Imagine that your head has come off that wall and slide it back just a little bit. Reach up through the head, and I want you to breathe into the muscles of the upper shoulder and the back of the neck. Reaching up, draw your head back. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring your hands back together in front of your chest. And inhale, step together. Feel those feet connecting with the earth and allow the weight to become as easy as it can be. On your next inhale, you'll step that left foot back. Know if you've got classic alignment going on or if you made a decision not to do that. Exhale, bend your right knee, the ankle alignment, squeeze your rear end on the left side and stretch out that left hip, okay? Belly draws in, tailbone draws down. Inhale, your arms are gonna come up. Exhale, left arm under, right arm over. Where's your binding? It's all good, okay? Inhale, when you're ready, extend out through your elbows. So I want to stretch the space between your shoulder blades open, so it'll be easier to open your chest up. Breathe between the shoulder blades. Okay, one more inhale, and on your next exhale, we'll draw the elbows down. And then I want you to imagine that you've got the back against the wall, the head's come off a bit. You're going to draw your head back as you draw down through the elbows, lengthening those muscles in the back of the neck. Keep breathing. And so one more inhale. Exhale, unwrap your arms, bring your hands together, and then we're going to inhale and step our left foot up to meet our right. Breathing. Noticing your connection with the earth. Is the weight even between your feet? Stepping back with the right leg again. Inhale, step your right leg back. Right foot turns out a little bit. Left knee bends, belly draws in, tailbone draws down. I want to try to bring my right hip forward. Okay, so now we're going to inhale and we're going to bring our arms up and weave our fingers together. Place your hands behind your head, squeezing your fingers together. Now try to draw your shoulder blades together as you extend out through your elbows. Nice deep breaths. This is great for your wrists. Opens up that upper chest. Option, draw the belly in and the tailbone down, and we're going to start to lift our chest toward the ceiling. Now my head's supported by my hands. Breathe. One more inhale, and as you exhale, draw your belly in and bring your shoulders back over your hips. We're going to take it into a side stretch. Your right arm's going to come up, and your left arm's going to come down. So I want you to inhale and reach up through your right arm. Get nice and long on this right side. And as you exhale, those left fingertips reach down toward the earth. Pressing your right foot into the earth so you have this nice long line up the right side of your body. One more exhale, and inhale. Go ahead and bring both arms up. Now, we could have both arms up. We could bring our hands together, but if you have a tight chest, why not open it up? Bring your hands behind your head and extend out through your elbows, okay? Gazing up, reaching up, looking up, breathing. Wherever you're at. One more inhale. As you exhale, let your gaze come forward, hands draw down. Inhale, bring your right foot up to meet your left. Feel your feet connecting with the earth and relax your toes. On your next inhale, step your left foot back and your left foot's going to turn a little bit out to the side. And as you exhale, go ahead and bend your right knee. Okay? Inhale, hands come up, fingers weave together. Bring your hands behind your head. Open up your chest for just a moment. Now inhale your left arm up and your right arm down. Inhale, reach up through the left side. Exhale, down through that right arm. So how's this left hip feeling? Notice. We can't make changes unless we notice. One more exhale. Inhale, go ahead and come up. Both arms could come up. Hands could come together with index fingers or pointer fingers pointing toward the ceiling. Maybe looking up, or maybe the hands come down behind your head, drawing the shoulder blades together and opening your upper chest up. Breathe. One more inhale, and on your next exhale, go ahead, hands come together. Inhale, step your feet together. We're going to move into half forward fold and check in with our upper back side of our legs. And so if you're tighter in your lower body, we're going to have our feet about, let's say, 10 inches apart. If you're a little bit more open in the low body, we'll just have a hip socket between our feet. So shift a little bit more weight into your heels, and as you exhale, we're just going to come down and put our forearms on our thighs, okay? And you might even put your hands on your thighs, okay? Look at your ankles, and I want you to start to relax your back as we breathe. So as you exhale, start to let your back relax down. Looking at the ankles, letting your neck get nice and long. And then once our backs are nice and long, we're going to start to lift our hips up toward the ceiling. Noticing what's happening with the legs. How do they feel this morning? Can you slide your elbows down in front of your knees now? You don't have to, okay? Using those elbows against the knees for a little bit of leverage. And now I'm going to weave my fingers together and put my thumbs together so they form a little table. I'll bring my hands up and support my neck. So I felt my neck relax. I feel my back relaxing now that my head's supported. One more inhale, and we're going to exhale and let those hips come down a bit. Go ahead and bring your forearms up onto your knees, and I'm going to have you heel-toe your feet open. So we're going to come out into a straddle, and we're going to end up with our feet turned out. So once I get out here to where I feel a little sticky in my inner thighs, I'm just going to go ahead and drop my hands down in between. I'm going to let my fingers relax. And so gently pressing your inner thighs open. Breathing. Nice deep breath. Notice if you have a temptation to hold your breath, and just keep it flowing. Breath holding, it makes you tighter, and it builds tension up in your body. So full breath. One more inhale, and as you exhale, bring your hands down to the earth. Adjust your feet so that your toes are forward. Your knees could be really bent right now too, so you might have really tight hamstrings. Let your back get nice and long, and then let's let one leg get straight if it's bent, and then the other, so you guys can move from side to side. If you can let your legs get nice and long, we're going to inhale for length and exhale, relax down. Breathe. Inhale up one more time, exhale down one more time, and then we're going to make our way out of this. And so go ahead and just bend your knees if your legs are straight, heel toe your feet in, bend your knees, and we're going to come back down onto our backs for another set of bridges, this time dynamic bridges. So, knees are bent, got about a fist between your feet, hands are on the floor. Press the feet into the earth and inhale, lift up your hips and bring your arms up and over. Exhale, hips down, arms down. Inhale, hips up, arms up. Exhale, hips down, arms down. And if it feels okay for your neck, let's start to get a little length out of the back of that neck. So inhale, hips up, arms up, and you just release your chin toward your chest. I don't want to press the back of my neck into the earth, because again, I want to be really careful with my spine. Inhale, hips up, arms up. Maybe you relax your chin in towards your chest and feel that neck stretch out a bit. Exhale, hips down, arms down. Inhale, hips up, arms up. Exhale, hips down, arms down. Okay, so now we're going to start turning our head from side to side. So the next time we lift up our hips, or actually turn your head to the right, next time we lift up our hips, we're going to bring our right arm up and over. So hips come up and the right arm comes up, and I'm going to see that arm. And as I exhale, my hips will come down, my arm's going to come down, and I'm going to turn my head away from that arm, just giving the right side of my neck and my shoulder a little stretch, okay? Inhale, hips up, left arm comes up and over, and I'm going to see it. Exhale, hips down, arm down, bring your head through center and over to the right. So continue to move with your breath. Breathe. Nice and smooth, flowing in and out. Now the next time your hips come down, that'll be the last time. Draw your knees into your chest. So this is live, and I'm gonna need a clock because I don't have a clock and I have no idea what time it is right now. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now the next time your legs come to center, let's do a reclining straddle. Bring your upper arms to the floor and open your legs out. Put your hands on the outside of your legs. Support your legs. If you have tight muscles, they're really going to benefit from this. Inhale, stretch your legs open. So tight muscles, if you give it a little support, they start letting go. Now if I'm more flexible, my muscles are used to this, I'll go ahead and just let my hands go. I'm going to have my toes turning down toward the floor and my heels turning up. Maybe slide your hands down inside your legs. Maybe bring your hands up onto your calves. And so here's the advantage of these long arms that I have. I'm able to hold on to my toes, okay? So we all have advantages and disadvantages to our body. My advantage with these long arms are it's easier for me to reach my feet. So it's all good wherever you're at. Breathing. Relax your back. Breathe into your inner thighs. If those inner thighs are tight, it's going to make the backs of your legs tight. Okay, let's go ahead and bend the knees and bring the legs in. We're going to have our knees bent, and our knees are going to align with our armpits. Now you can hold on behind your thighs, or you can bring your hands up onto your lower leg. If you can reach your feet, that's the nice place to hold on, maybe the outer edge of your foot or your big toes. We're going to exhale and draw one leg down toward the earth. Now at the end of my exhale, I have to come back to center, regardless of if I got where I wanted to get. So inhale, I come back to center, and then exhale, I'm coming over to the other side, okay? Inhale to center, and exhale over to the other side. So for me, this is really interesting because my right leg, which is my dominant leg, is so much less flexible that it doesn't do what my right leg's doing. But it eventually does, okay? And then I want to notice my back. I want to feel the meat of my back, the muscles of my back as I move across the floor. Does it feel the same from side to side? I want you to notice that. Now the next time you come back to center, go ahead and bring your feet down to the floor. Heel toe your feet out wider than the width of your hips. And as you exhale, drop your knees from side to side, just oiling the hips while we're laying down here on the floor. Exhale, the knees drop down. Inhale, our knees come back up through center. Now the next time your legs drop over to the left, we'll keep them there. And then I'm just going to crawl my right foot up a little bit higher, stretching out that right thigh. Hands can come out into a T position, and you can look over to the right. Just relaxing that right leg down. Breathing into the front of your right thigh. How do those muscles feel on the front of your right thigh? Slide your right foot down a little bit. Inhale, knees come up, and then exhale, those knees drop over to the right. Let your left leg be nice and heavy. Maybe crawling your left foot up a little bit higher. Looking over to the left. Breathe. Noticing the left leg. Does it feel the same as the right? One more exhale, and as we inhale, we're going to bring the legs back to center. We're moving into crocodile twist now. So stretch your right foot out, and if you want to, you can move your hips a little bit over to the left. Put your right foot, or your left foot, on your right thigh. Roll to the outside edge of your right thigh. I'm bringing that left leg over and across, and there's a few things we can do here. So if I'm really tight in my left hip, I might bring my left hand in here and I might support my leg. looking over to the left. If it feels okay, I might put some weight on that leg and help it come down a bit. Now, if my back arm is floating off the floor, I'm going to have you guys turn your palms toward the ceiling. Okay, breathing. If you don't need your right arm helping your leg, go ahead and stretch your right hand back out and have your palm on the floor with this right hand. We're going to start to push our right hand off to the right, and I just want you to feel a nice little stretch on the front of your ribs here on the left. And so as you exhale, relaxing those muscles between your ribs. One more exhale, and we're just going to inhale and roll back onto our backs. So twisting on the other side, I move my hips a little over to the left on that first one, so I'm going to do like 2 inches over to the right. Stretching the left leg out, putting my right foot on my left thigh, and I'm going to start out with both palms down. Exhale, rolling to the outside edge of your left thigh, bringing that right leg over and across. And then if my leg needs support, I'm going to bring my left hand down, I'm going to support it. If it wants me to put my hand on my leg for a little bit of extra weight, I'll do that, okay? But I'm listening to my body. I'm here for my body. I'm looking to the right, so we have this ringing kind of wash leg twist going on. Breathe. Now, if we don't need our hands, if your right hand is floating, turn your palm up toward the ceiling. If you don't need your hands, bring the left hand out, and you're going to push your left hand off to the left. We're just breathing into these ribs on the right side. And so becoming more open. One more exhale, and as you inhale, come back to center. Let's draw those legs into our chest. Move your legs around a bit. And then we're going to roll over onto our sides and come into a tabletop position again. So however you do that, back to tabletop, looking down at your hands. Make sure that your center finger is face forward. We want to watch out for hands that turn in or turn out, especially when you have weight on them, because that's going to squeeze the inner outer wrist. So make sure that you're really seeing what your hands are doing here. Knees right under the hip sockets and toes pointed straight back. Okay, so let's do a few more cat-cows. Exhale, draw your belly in, bring that spine up toward the ceiling, head and tailbone come down. Now I'm going to really squeeze my chin in toward my collarbone. Inhale, release the belly, spine drops, head and tailbone lift. Reach out through your chin, stretch out your throat. Exhale, squeeze your belly in, round, round, round. Squeeze that breath out. Inhale, release your belly, spine drops, head and tailbone lift. I even think about trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together behind my back. Exhale up. Inhale down. Now exhale, come back to tabletop. We're going to do a 1-minute platform. So we've got 2 minutes in our future here, and that's really all you need in the platform world. So I'm going to have everybody come down onto your forearms, and I want you to turn your thumbs up toward the ceiling. Okay, so elbows under shoulders. I'm going to crawl my knees back, and I'm going to go ahead and curl my toes under just so that I can move in and out of lifting my knees if that's what I want to do. I could also choose to do this minute with my knees lifted the whole time. Belly drawing in, tailbone drawing down. Reach out through your crown and try to think of your body as just one long stick. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so from the forearms, knees up, knees down. Working back and forth between the two is up to you, but you gotta breathe. Draw your belly in as you exhale. Keep going. We're almost there. We have 15 more seconds, and this is such good work for your core. So one more inhale, and on your next exhale, let those knees come down to the earth. Toes point straight back, heels point straight up, and if you need to open your knees up a little wider for child's pose, go ahead and do that. But we're gonna fold back. Now, if this hurts your knees, you could try putting like a t-shirt or a towel between this crack, and it'll release some of the compression. I do want you to try to keep your heels up, though, because we want to protect the knees. Arms are extended, relaxing your head down, breathing into your back. Nice full breath. As your breath moves out, I just want you to melt down a little more. Breathe into the big muscles in your thighs. Breathe into your back. Just let everything go. Everything. Exhale out everything. So let's do one more exhale here, and we're going to inhale and we're going to come back up, and we're going to go ahead and do that second platform. And so again, come down on your forearms and turn your thumbs toward the ceiling. Bring your knees back a bit, and maybe keep your toes curled under, just so that you can kind of, we want to challenge ourselves. I want you to respect your bodies. I don't want you to ever do anything that hurts, but I do want to challenge myself. Okay, so go ahead and lift your knees up, if that's what you're going to do. But we've begun. Sorry about that. Breathing. Breathe. The breath is the rule here. If you hold your breath, if you're doing something so hard that you're holding your breath, you got to back it up. Let that breath flow in and out. Looking at the earth, reaching out to the top of your head, strengthening the back of your neck. Almost there. 10 more seconds. Great job. Keep that breath moving. Now if your knees are up, exhale and bring your knees down. And again, we're just going to press back to child's pose. So those knees could be open or they could be together. Modify as needed, okay? You need something between your knees, put it back there. Make sure those heels point straight up and those toes point straight back. Now this time, let's go ahead and bring our arms back by the sides of our bodies with our palms up toward the ceiling, and you're just going to relax those shoulder blades down. Breathing into your back. One more exhale. Inhale, slide your hands forward, place your hands next to your knees, and inhale, come all the way up to kneeling. We're going to step our right foot forward and bring your hands down to the floor. So we're going to practice a little bit of balance poses. Okay? Curl your left toe under and lift your left knee and just hop your left foot in so you're in a runner's stance. Now from here, I'll either walk my hands up my legs or I can just sweep them up. Bring your hands together in front of your chest. So we're going to do a high warrior 3. Find a point to gaze at on the floor, and when you're ready, inhale and let your left foot float up off the earth, allowing your right leg to get straightish. So start out with your foot flexed, like you're pressing your left foot into the floor. You're standing on it. Relaxing your shoulders. Now at this higher angle, I can bring my arms out a little easier. I can also bend my arms like a cactus and draw my shoulder blades together. I can bring my arms overhead, which because I'm so long, it's a struggle for me and I listen to my body. So when I get really low, it's harder for me to do this. So one more inhale, and as you exhale, go ahead and draw those hands down, bend your right knee, and bring your left foot back down to the earth. Now let your right leg get straightish, and as you exhale, we're just going to let our back bend, and we're going to walk down this right leg. I might keep my hands on my leg, relaxing down. If I can bring my hands down to the earth, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It makes it a little bit easier balance-wise. Breathe. Let go as your breath moves out, finding softness. Draw your belly towards your low back to release those muscles in the low back. On your next exhale, bend your right knee. So we're going to come into some twists, and we're going to want to keep our hips forward. This can be done if your left knee hurts and you can't bring it to the floor. This experience can be done from a warrior one base. But if it's okay for your left knee to come down to the floor, I'm going to have you go ahead and bring your left knee down to the floor, okay? You can have your toes curled under. It's a little bit easier for stability. But if it hurts your knee, point your toes straight back and actively press the top of your foot into the earth. So let's go ahead. We're going to bring our torsos up, whether you're standing or kneeling. Inhale, arms come up. And then we're going to exhale and turn to the left. And so your right hand could come down on your left leg, your left hand could come down on your low back, and you can look over that back shoulder. I'm trying to bring my left hip forward. Maybe you lift your left hand and turn your palm toward the ceiling. Maybe you lift your right hand and turn the palm toward the ceiling. One more exhale, and let's inhale and come back to center. We're going to twist the other way. And so one more inhale, and as you exhale, let your hands come down. Right hand could come to my low back, my left hand would come to my knee. Inhale for length, and exhale, start looking over your back shoulder. Now maybe you can lift your back arm, palm toward the ceiling, okay? Maybe you can lift your front arm, and this is not easy for me. Keep breathing. One more exhale and inhale, come back to center. So we're going to start back at the beginning. Come back down into your tabletop position. Step your left foot forward. Curl your right toes under. Lift your knee and come into that kind of runner's stance position. Coming up. Start with your hands together in front of your chest and find a gazing point, tucking the chin gently. When you're ready to launch, it's an inhale. So inhale, launch, and flex your foot. You know, and it's okay to struggle. I'm not mad at myself because I'm struggling on my left leg right now. I'm quite nervous. Inhale, maybe your arms come out. Maybe they bend like a cactus. And maybe you can stretch them overhead. So this is great back work. Breathe. One more inhale, exhale, go ahead and bring your foot down and bend your left knee. Okay, so we're going to do those twists again. Oh, actually, we're going to do that forward fold. So left leg straightish, exhale, go ahead and round down. We don't want to forget the relaxation part. So your knee could be a little soft here. If you can get your hands on the floor, it might be a little bit easier. We've got some blocks here. You could also use books, okay? So the blocks do bring the floor a little closer. But just breathe and relax. Now we're going to start thinking about our twisting. So if you're writing, you know, maybe the left one was fine on the earth, the right one says ow. So if it says ow, you're going to stay standing. Okay, so you could bend your knee and you could come up and be here waiting for us. Everybody who's right knee say, yeah, I can do this. Knee comes down, decide what you're going to do with your foot because we want to know what we're doing in yoga class. Go ahead, everybody bring your torsos up so you feel nice and tall. Okay, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, we're opening to the right. So exhale, the legs get smaller, there's more room for the twist. Left hand's on my knee, right hand's on my low back, and I'm going to look over my shoulder, okay? And then from here, I'm going to start exploring. And I want to challenge myself. You know, I'm not great at a lot of things, but I'm not giving up, okay? Inhale, maybe your arm comes up. Your back arm comes up. Maybe your front arm comes up. Breathe. Can't give up. Got to keep pushing. Okay, one more exhale. Inhale, we're coming back to center. Okay? So now we're going to do the other side. You can bring your hands down. This is definitely a little difficult for me. Left hand comes to the sacrum, right hand comes to that knee. Exhale, start turning. And then if it feels okay, if it doesn't hurt you, lift your left palm up. Left hand up, palm turns toward the ceiling, move to the right. So this is not hurting me, but it's difficult. So that's the difference. Just challenge yourself, but don't hurt yourself. Allow yourself to come back to center and bring that left leg back. Back to tabletop. Let's do a little barrel rolling with our cat-cow. So we're going to exhale and bring that rib cage to the right and up. Inhale, left and down. Exhale, right and up. Inhale, left and down. Just keep moving, super organic. We're not trying to be perfect. Your head can just do whatever it needs to do. Okay, so let's switch sides. Exhale, left and up. Inhale, right and down. And then the next time your spine comes up, go ahead and let it come back down. So moving into half downward dog or full downward dog. Crawling the hands out, maintaining knee hip socket alignment. Exhale, lower your upper body to the floor, stretching out your upper body, maybe move your shoulders a little from side to side. If you want to move into full downward dog, I'm going to have you bring your hands out, curl your toes under, and lift your knees and come into a platform position. Bend your knees, and without physically moving your hands, you're going to push your hands forward, letting those hips come back, letting your back get nice and straight, relaxing your head down, and then let your legs softly straighten. Wherever you're at, I want you to breathe. Nice full breath. Relax the shoulder blades back towards your waist. Let your head hang heavy. Decompress your neck. One more inhale, and as you exhale, if you're in down dog, let your knees softly come to the earth. If you're in extended child's pose or half downward dog, walk your hands in. And we're going to exhale and bring those hips back onto those thighs again, back to child's pose. Remember, your knees can be wide here. You don't have to be super close in. And just breathing and relaxing. Now, as you inhale, I'm going to have you walk your hands in, and we're going to bring our legs around in front. Hands come down next to the sides of the hips, and if it's okay with your wrists, have your hands, your fingertips turned forward. You can also practice with fists here or fingertips out to the sides. We're going to push the right hand out to the right and the left to the left, and I want to take a little weight off my hips. So I just want to make sure that my back gets nice and long. I want to watch out for over-rounding my low back. A little bit of core work here. Breathing, reaching up through your crown. One more inhale, and exhale, let your hips come down. Now, draw the right thigh in towards your chest and bring the right foot over your left leg. Now, I want my right foot to be a standing foot. So I want to press my foot into the earth with my right knee up toward the ceiling. Notice if your right hip has come up off the earth, and as you exhale, I want you to try to bring that down. So we don't want the hip rolling up into our body. If it's okay with your left leg, go ahead and bring that left foot over by your right hip. And so inhaling for length, exhale, draw your belly in, relaxing your hips into the earth. One more time, inhale for length, exhale, wrap your left arm around this right leg and start to turn. Right hand's gonna come behind you, inhale for length, exhale, twisting and looking over your back shoulder. Where's the weight in your right hip? Do you have weight in your right hip? Try to relax it down. So one more exhale, and we'll just inhale and come back to center. Stretch your right leg out and bring your left foot up and over that right thigh. Hold on to your knee and roll your shoulders back and down. Allow your spine to get nice and long and relax your left hip into the earth. Now, if it's okay with your right knee, bring it back by your left hip. When you're ready to begin, inhale, roll your shoulders back and down, chin is even with the earth, get nice and long through the back. And as you exhale, turn toward the leg and hug it close. Try to keep the hip relaxing down, that we don't want to roll it into the body. Left hand can come behind you, fingertips turn back to support your length. Inhale for length, exhale and turn. Breathing. One more exhale, and as we inhale, we'll come back to center. Bring the soles of the feet together. And just come into a nice, easy round back forward fold. And so tucking the chin, rounding down. Breathing. Noticing your breath. And so forward folding, it's very soothing for your neurological system. If you're feeling stressed out, coming into a nice, soft, round forward fold like this makes you feel better. One more exhale, and as you inhale, let's go ahead and come back up. Bring your legs up and lay down on your back. Draw the right leg up toward the ceiling, draw your toes down towards your face, and just give the back of your leg a nice little massage. And so we're almost ready to move into Shavasana, but I want to talk a little bit about breath again. And so in my last class, I did a relaxation breath that might have seemed complicated, but I want to make it less complicated. And so if you can't sleep, if you're feeling stressed, you're going to double your exhale, okay? And exhaling through the lips is really relaxing too. And then let's go ahead and switch sides. Draw that other leg up and just give it a little massage. And so, sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I inhale to a count of 3 and I exhale to a count of 6. And it's pretty magical. It's kind of like counting sheep. I think it's not going to work, and then the next thing I know, I wake up in the morning. So double your exhale, okay? Whatever your inhale is, double your exhale. And don't try to breathe in super deep when you're doing this too. Just an easy inhale, and then double the count on the exhale. Okay, so let's go ahead and head into Shavasana. Traditionally, we're just going to lay on our back, and we're going to relax our feet out to the side and turn the palms toward the ceiling. It just peels everything open really easily. But you might want to support the space under your knees, especially if it kind of pulls on your back. And you don't have to lay on the floor like this. I want you to choose a way that's comfortable, okay? So once you've figured out the way you're going to do this, I want you to close your eyes and take a nice easy breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, let that breath come out through your lips. Feel your breath move in and out. And if you've ever seen a little baby laying in its bed, sleeping, and its little belly moves so easily in and out with the breath, remember that. Bring that into your body, that ease. As your breath moves out, relax, let go, relax your jaw. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Let go of those big muscles in your hips, your thighs, maybe move them around a little bit. Noticing your breath. And I want you to stay here for as long as your body wants you to stay here. You don't have to end when my class ends. Give back to yourself. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Namaste.